This is the Kia EV6 rear-wheel drive, and 3 weeks ago I had the all-wheel drive model from Kia Germany as a press car, and now I have this car, and I want to talk a bit about the differences. If you want to support the channel, there's a Patreon link in the description, and there's also channel membership here on YouTube. What I noticed right away are the different seats, and this has nothing to do with rear-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. This is the GT line, and I don't know what seats there are, what's the difference in when you order the car, but those seats are way higher. It's way more cushioning, so you sit very comfortable, but I don't feel like it's extremely more comfortable than with the other car. I was fine with those seats, but I sit way higher. I want to sit lower, but I can't put it lower. And I noticed in my normal comfortable position, steering wheel is all the way out. I can bear so that I can do this. I have to be a bit in front. I cannot lay down. I'm almost touching the roof here. It's this much, so I'm 180 centimeters, 6 feet. If you're just an inch or 2 centimeters taller than me, you are touching the roof. I mean, there's a sunroof in here, but I don't know if it changes anything with the height. I feel like I'm way more close. It was always a problem with the EV6 for me, that you're very close to the front here. So when you open this, I always feel like this is touching me when I open it, and I'm very close to the rear view mirror, which is nice though, because you can adjust it very well, and the rear view, the rear window is not that big in the mirror. I like that. Driving overall is of course very similar when it comes to cornering, the suspension and stuff like this. What changes from all-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive is the power and the regen, so the regenerative braking. What I have noticed power-wise, even though this is just rear-wheel drive, it's still very powerful and feels amazing. A lot of torque, feels great. When it comes to regen, in iPedal, it's very similar. It's still extremely strong and feels great, but you get the beep, what I always talk about that I don't like. But in level 3, which I use most of the time because I don't like the beeping, it's okay regen till at around 20 kilometers an hour. Then it feels like there's almost no regen, even though I'm not at 100% state of charge or so. So this has changed. So the regen is weaker. I mean, overall weaker, of course, one motor except for 2. But on the low speeds, it's even weaker. That's what I noticed, but let's see how acceleration is when I get to my straight. I will now accelerate from 0 to 100 kilometers an hour. I'm in sport mode. I'm only at 84%. I think with the all-wheel drive I was at 100%. I don't know if this is a big difference. I have the AC on. It takes 760 watts. And battery care is doing a 100-watt thing right now because I charged just 20 minutes ago. We'll see. I have Draggy running. I think with the all-wheel drive I had 4.92 seconds, but it was invalid. It didn't have enough satellites, so but it is around that number. .75. Let's try it in the other direction. .36 seconds, but here it's a tiny bit downhill. I don't think it's valid. Yeah, it doesn't say valid. What is different is the range. In the all-wheel drive model I got 300 kilometers of range at 123 kilometers an hour average speed, and with the rear-wheel drive I got 329. But this is hard to compare if you don't drive at the same time at the same spot, because temperature can be different. With the all-wheel drive I had the AC on, but it was just 3 degrees warmer. In the rear-wheel drive I didn't have AC on, but it was a bit colder. And then it's the thing, is the warmer temperature better for consumption than the colder or whatever? So that's just hard to say, but I got 10% more range out of the rear wheel drive. And they didn't have the exact same tires, the same size, but this is our Continental Eco Contact 6 and the other one were Pilot Sports. The turning circle also is very, very similar. It goes from 11.6 meters to 11.3, so no difference. So I had the all-wheel drive car for 2 weeks and I had this rear-wheel drive version for 2 weeks. And in the all-wheel drive video I said two things that were wrong because I saw how it's happening now, and someone told me also. Number one, Kia EV6 does not have the foot gesture. So the control where you do it with your foot and then the trunk opens. No, what it does is you get with your key to the trunk. When it's locked, it recognizes that you are with the key behind the car, and then it beeps once, waits for 3 seconds, and when you're still there, it opens it up. There's no gesture, it does it automatically. And the second thing is the key. I was told, but maybe this was with the Kia Niro EV, that this hold button above the parking where the car drives forward and backwards is to turn on the key, and then the ignition is on and the climate should work. And it works. So when the car is locked and you press this button for a few seconds, it will turn on the car and it will say ready to drive, but the climate doesn't turn on. So climate on button does not exist with the Kia EV6, but you don't have to go into the car to activate the self-driving. So when the car is locked, you just are in the area, press the hold button for a few seconds, it will show ready to drive, and then you just press forwards or backwards and it will drive. I hear cooling though. Maybe I'm wrong. I hear something is blowing, but I cannot see the settings for the climate. So maybe it does cool, but it doesn't show it, or you can't change it. But I can drive now. So everyone has to choose for themselves what is more important, more range or more power. For me it would be the all-wheel drive. It just feels amazing with the power. I like that. And the 10% less range, I can live with that since it's charging so amazing. So all-wheel drive for me, you choose for yourself. But that's it for me. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day and take care. Bye.